One. We are live, y'all. We are right here celebrating the 60th anniversary of MLK's March on Washington. And we just had an amazing panel with some trades individuals. Is that how you categorize yourself? Talking about economic opportunity. Exactly what MLK was marching for. Freedom and jobs, y'all. So we have that right here today. We're going to have each of these guys introduce themselves, tell us who you are, and what does this theme of Dreams Unfinished, not a commemoration, but a continuation. What does Dreams Unfinished mean to you? Each of you, say your name, who you are, what you do, and what does Dreams Unfinished mean to you? As loud as you can. Use your outside voice. Yes. Did I mention we have an airplane over top? So literally, as loud as you possibly can with your outside voice. Go.
Local 242, union labor. And what Dreams Unfinished means to me is building pathways, connections with our brothers and sisters that in the industry, the tradesmen and women out here that are bringing up the younger generation, so that way we can help them have another way to go out there and have a shot at life, have a great shot at life, a great shot at their goals and dreams, and to actually have a living wage to be able to take care of their families.
I love it. I love it. Love it. You, sir? Same question.
I'm a construction superintendent. And to me, basically, I just would like to see our sisters in the trades themselves. We needs to be fulfilled because there's just not well represented yet. In my opinion.
I love it.
That's where
There's work to do. I love that. I love it. As loud as you can. Tell us who you are. Yes.
Inside Wireman, business representative with 46 electricians. I guess this thing for me is just, I know growing up in a small town, kind of the inequalities that we faced growing up as far as trying to get out there and work.
A little bit louder for me.
Speaking on the inequality of where I grew up at, and I can hear my grandmother, my great aunt.
Granny, come over here. Granny, come over here and stop playing. We can bring your voice into this conversation.
But I saw the struggle that they had in that area where we didn't have too much representation, especially there was unions there, but they weren't as strong as it is in this city. But I thank God that they had the opportunities to work in those union jobs. Now they're both retired. I just moved them in with me, but the work doesn't stop there. So now I have the opportunity to keep pursuing that. And I know Martin Luther King, he fought hard for the unions. Unions is death. I know that's one of the reasons, he was there. And Memphis, for the labor strike, to support that. And so, unfortunately, he met his demise, but his legacy continues on. And so I'm glad that we can still carry that on. And I'm a union representative now. So we'll continue.
I love it. Thank you so much. Same question. What does Dream Unfinished mean to you? And give us a quick intro.
I'm Derek Jones from the Seattle Central's PAC program. And what we do at PAC is, we try to get out and reach the community, people of color and women. And I mean, anybody that really needs help, and try to get people in the trades, get them skilled up to get these good living wage jobs. I grew up in the city. I grew up in, in the Central District, and I wasn't taught about the trades, and I've been working with my hands most of my life, and I never knew anything about the trades till I got older. And I just feel it's my passion to go out there and help young men and women, especially of color, to get these jobs.
I love it. How important is the information, right? Information leads to activation. So you said you just didn't know. Yeah. So we're going to be very intentional this year about helping people to get the information so that it's a new norm.
I mean, get out in the high schools, get out in the community. I mean, I see young men, working at fast food jobs and women. And I ask them, hey, this is what you want to do the rest of your life? And
see, look at these people laughing. They're like, right on, brother. Wow. Wow.
Because a lot of us think this is all we can do. And don't realize that you can go out and get these jobs and get skilled up and trained, because you're going to start from the bottom. You're going to learn. They're going to teach you what you need to know. But you just got to go out there and do it. And just got to realize you got to get up on time, work hard, and and bust your butt a little bit.
I love it. Y'all, we have a sea of chocolates right here. And then we have a beautiful blue-eyed gentleman who I understand is actually like holding it down. So loud as you can with your outside voice, tell us who you are, what is your name, and what does the dream unfinished mean to you?
John Bershey.
Louder, a little bit louder.
John Bershey. I work in the city of Seattle. I'm John Bershey. I work at the city of
I'm
Seattle.
only asking him to talk louder because you know I'm a country girl and I don't have a sound system. They try to go. I'm outside in the field just trying to get it together a little bit louder, John. You know you can do better. Was that louder? Is it any louder? John, I'm not gonna let you. This is gonna be so good. I heard you talking. It's gonna be amazing. Like yell, like you're talking to the people. Lord Jesus, I'm finna get closer to him because here you go. Here you go. That's the best he got. Okay, go ahead, John. Tell us what you got. Okay, John. Go ahead, John. Loud as you can. Listen, you can't redo sound on a great interview. So go ahead, John. Loud as you can.
I'm John. I work at the city of Seattle.
Yeah.
I support the Priority Hire Ordinance. This is built by a community workforce agreement between all the building trades and the city of Seattle so that we can require local residents, people of color, and women on our job sites. And the dream unfinished means to me, I mean, all these guys are talking about it. Derek just said, I just think this is all we can do. We're doing the best we can do. We're barely getting up to go to the grocery store for this job. But the truth is, we do have more in us. I think what we need to know is that we're not alone, and we have people like this behind us to know we can pull this off. Every one of us sitting here is an example of that very thing. Like somebody else believed in us, gave us enough support so we could stand up, realize who we are, and step out and do this thing. Wow. And when it comes to the building trades, we're talking about living wage jobs with benefits that we can support you in, right? We have particular, I mean, Tony talked about it. We have support systems and networks for people of color that when you get in the industry, we want to make sure you're not only succeeding and staying there, but we want to get you up into the supervisor, into the boss position, right? That's why Tony Clay is with us today, because he's already been through that pathway, right? Gerard Thomas already been through that pathway. They believed and saw, had people help them up, and now they're the bosses in those areas.
I love this so much.
And then today, Jarrell's hanging out with us. Who's
Jarrell,
just beginning this pathway.
So Jarrell, a little bit louder. I know you can do better. A little bit louder, Jarrell. What you got? What's your name? And what does dream unfinished mean to you?
Like I said, I'm new here. I'm just here to like kind of soak up information, like in my first step in my journey to like learning the trade. And
what made you come today?
I'm here on behalf of my coworker Tony.
Jarrell stepped on my job site 2 days ago.
What?
And he's tip service right now. So knowing these gentlemen, I told them right away, hey, you need to come to this and come check this out because this is the way to go. Where you're at is not where you want to be. I can show you where you want to be.
So real quick, now just look in the camera. We're gonna create clips from each of these. It's a full interview, right? We're pulling it into a year-long initiative called Committed to Continuing the Dream. So look right here in the camera and tell someone who's working a job that they know is not going to lead to a successful future. Tell them why join us.
Well, I mean, if you're looking to actually make a living wage, you're gonna want to figure it out and not stay at a dead end. That's the best I got.
He's like, that's it. It's not complicated. It's pretty simple.
You want to go with you, and there's a ton of ways to do it within this whole boundaries that's been set up. So you just need to figure it out which one is for you.
And for young men or women who got kids, that are young, I mean, you got to think about how am I going to support these kids? How am I going to pay these bills? And this kid's getting older every day, and it's not going to get, it's going to get more and more expensive every year. And you got to find a job that, I can make a living and be able to support myself. And a lot of times, most people in the trades, their kids get into the trades. So it gives them that
when there's a legacy.
Yeah, exactly.
For Black people, there hasn't been a legacy because we weren't actually in a position where we could easily get into those roles, nor were we welcome. So now you're saying we're welcome.
We've been told college was the only option.
Right.
Which was a lie.
Preach.
Because, you think about, I know in the state of Washington, what is it? the average, debt every year for college is about 22,000 a year. You go in debt 22,000 a year. So you think about that, and the average person takes about 6 years to graduate. It's not a 4-year degree; it takes about 6. So you think you're getting over $100,000 in debt. And 6 months after you graduate college, you got to start paying on that debt. So you're losing money once you do start working, and then you're probably barely getting a living wage job then, and then you're paying off that debt that's getting the interest every year. Where you get to the trades and make a living, and you just, everything's in the plus, the positive.
Everything's in the green. Y'all heard it right here, people. I love it. One more introduction, then we're going to close with a single question. But I'm going to have you introduce yourself, handsome gentleman. You were the one leading this panel. You started out. Tell us who you are and what does this theme, Dream Unfinished, what does that mean to you? And you said, hey, you got a few years under your belt.
Oh yes, I'm Claude Burbank.
Claude, now you're going to make me come over here. Hear your voice too. It's okay. I understand. Talk a little louder for me, Claude.
Yeah, I'm Claude Burbank.
Is that allowed you can do? You hear the plane and everything.
Yeah.
Claude.
John Birch, gotta see it a few times.
Okay.
I'm Claude Burbank.
Yes.
I've been affiliated with labor for 57 years.
Wow.
I've been on just about every labor board in the state, city. I've been very passionate about getting our young kids involved in trades, earning a livable wage. I said up there earlier, $15 an hour. It's hard to even get an apartment.
Right.
$15 an hour. But I want to say this.
So these jobs are way, way
up,
more than that. I want to make sure we're clear. You're not saying these are $15 an hour. You're saying for those people doing dead-end jobs at $15 an hour.
They want to make sure that the city is $15 an hour. Well, these guys are making a hell of a lot more money than $15 an hour. See, $15 an hour is not a livable wage. So I'm saying that, and let me just reference this. When I grew up, we didn't have this opportunity that we have today. We didn't have this opportunity that we have today. The opportunity we have today is to be able to work in a trade that is making a livable earning that you can provide for your family. You can send your kids to school. You can, as a matter of fact, if you're married, your wife don't even have to work. That's what I'm talking about, livable wage.
I love it.
And I grew up in the day where we didn't have this opportunity. We had this opportunity to get our young kids, young adults involved in something that will benefit them for the rest of their lives. My youngest son, he is in the trade.
Yes.
And trust me, he has his own home. He's got 2 rental homes. He's got everything that he needs or wants. And this is because he is making a livable wage. And that's what I'm trying to get these young kids to understand. It's going to be a sacrifice. You're going to sacrifice. But in the end, you are going to benefit from that sacrifice. I just want to say I'm passionate about it. I want to see our young adults be able to live the American dream.
I love it. Amen. Drop it like it's hot. Now, you and I were having a conversation. Say your first and last name again, and where you're from. We're going to pretend like this is a new interview, and I'm going to jump in it with you.
Pick it on me about the
I totally. Totally.
John Bershey.
Say your last name again.
John Bershey.
Bershey.
B-E-R-S-C-H-E.
Bershey, like Hershey.
Bershey like Hershey.
But with a V. I love that. I'm going to come over here so we can get intimate. Get intimate. You like that? Get serious. Okay, yeah. So we have been here. The rest of the crew left because there's actually a breakout room right over there. We're at the Northwest African American Museum, and we just had a panel. Now there's a breakout room for young people to be able to hear directly from this amazing crew. You said that you had someone here representing all aspects of the
right?
flow
Yeah,
of how
for
this
sure.
works.
Yeah.
Tell us about just why that was so important.
I think it's important to me because, like Bob was talking about, it's important to me because, like Bob was talking about, um, you know, when you're going anywhere, you need to see yourself with that, right? If you can see yourself with somebody like you feel like you might fit, right? And you might be a part of being there. So especially, I mean, it's powerful for us when somebody who came from the community, didn't know anything about construction, found out about these pre-apprenticeship training programs, not only got in, but succeeded through them, and then successfully landed at a youth apprenticeship, right? And then succeeded out there despite all the challenges. And I know there's challenges out there, like there are in every job, right? Especially when you're walking around the world in black skin or you're a woman in construction, right? So you have to be able to navigate those things. But I think it's important to me because we are building and not building enough consistently, to your point, this network. So there's a network of people around you. You're not doing it alone. You never have to do it alone. You never should. You can't. And so to come from not knowing anything about construction, to take the opportunities that we set there to come all the way through, to not only succeed there, but then be a leader in the industry, become an instructor, become a business leader, become, community leader like Claude is, and become a superintendent of the site. Now we're winning. Now that's the because if there are black students black job site, now there's so less of that kind of racism or sexism, but discomfort on the job site, it gets less and less, right? And we're there present. Now more on the job site, and now there's more there, so we can be successful and not have this like so many people because of the way it feels culture. But if we can begin to build the culture that we want that culture, a positive influence of a training environment, right?
Yes.
A brotherhood and a sisterhood. Every union on their doorstep, right on their door front, they call it the brotherhood. And some of them call it a sisterhood. And some of them now have sisters in the brotherhood in their union. The brotherhood, that means we're all brothers in this together, right? So we have to build
Don't you love him? Look at this. Look at this face. Look at this face. He's serious, y'all. The thing I like best about Tim is this is not about the 4-day kickoff, although this has been pretty fabulous. First 2 days of 4-day kickoff. It's been pretty fabulous. But it's not about just these days. We're committed to continuing the dream. Like committed to making sure that this is our new normal. Committed to making sure that each of us have an opportunity to truly show up with a different level of intentionality, community, right? Yeah. Positivity, the new normal, all of that new normal. Should be normal already, but now we'll make it our new normal. So how committed are you? We were talking earlier about this mindset work. No, no pressure, but I am gonna put some pressure. No pressure. But how committed are you to wanting to create a community, like literally pour into the community dollars? Because talk is so easy and so cheap. Like we the National Black NBA, I'm putting him on the spot. We'll delete this part if he if you're uncomfortable with the outcome. Exactly. But delete. Wait, let me finish the post. So we the National Black NBA. Let me tell you how committed we are. We are committed. This is the National Black NBA Association Seattle chapter, Seattle Tacoma chapter. There's 4 chapters of it. Pacific Northwest. There's 40 plus chapters around the country. This organization has been around for 52 years, focused on economic and intellectual impact for years. Even though I was in the corporate space, I was like in community, wearing the hat of the president of the Seattle chapter, just being a community leader, offering our support. Now we're like, hey, right now we're gonna do a $100,000 giveaway. We're calling it the $100,000 Living Powerfully giveaway. Yeah. So we're actually taking a program that's $1,000 for a 6-week program, but you get a 1 year on this app. So it's really $1,000 for a full year. We're gonna give it to 100 people. That's $100,000, right? And I'm donating my time. I'm donating my energy. The app is a free, so we are gonna like try to get sponsored. So we'll figure out what that looks like. But what I wanted to do is, as you think about community, and as you think about what you're offering, because you're basically saying their jobs, like they're here, and we have community, and we have all the things. We got to make sure people are aware of it, but then we also have to change what people think is truly possible. We have to change hearts and minds. If we believe that there is some systemic racism, if we believe that there are some elements in our community that have been less than hospitable to our people,
we know what it is, right? We know
right?
that part is under. A lot of us,
Some people might question it.
I think a lot of us too do try to deny it or hope and pretend that it's not real or it's not fair. But we know it is, right? So when we're saying that, we're just lying to ourselves. When we're saying that, we are just lying to ourselves. Right? We know what it is. We know what Black folks have gone through in our history for Americans. We know what that is, and that can't be denied. I get that it's uncomfortable for white folks.
Talk a little bit louder because we have to now talk over this conversation behind us.
I get that it's uncomfortable for white folks, right? I get that you trying to walk out the door.
Thank you. We're coming back with him. So we got, come and say the final words. We're gonna bring him in and he'll say final words. Final words around living.
Better than me.
Final words, we'll come back to you. Final words around living powerfully. You're training. You're getting people fortified to believe that they can actually drive change. I was telling him that we're going to do a $100,000 Living Powerfully giveaway, which means Living Powerfully training. It's a 6-week program, really 8 weeks. So 6 weeks of content before and after this. Things that you want to make sure people know how to apply it. Again, what they're doing along the way to be their best self. But you're a trainer right now. Why is it so important that we focus on hearts and minds?
So that
way,
way,
make sure you're in the shop because I'm not sure if I asked for
that way it changes the whole culture out there. And
Oh, yes,
Yeah, just a little bit more. Yeah.
Is he in now?
You're in there, yeah. So why is it so important? The hearts and minds.
We'll start over because this is post
Hearts and
production.
minds.
So tell us, why is it so important that we focus on changing hearts and minds, that we really pour into our youth and into adults, that they can do anything? Why is it so important that we really optimize who we are as individuals, and as loud as you possibly can?
that way it will give you more self-worth, more self-respect, and the attitude and ability that I can do this work. Most of it is the not knowing, the knowledge part, not knowing about it. But what I do, I will train you on the knowledge of the basics of the construction. Teach you how to make a plan. A lot of people don't plan to fail; they just fail to plan. So what we will do is make a plan to teach you how to be successful, all the way from money management to getting your mind right, your heart right, your body right. And once your body's right, you can learn. That's what we're gonna do.
I love it. So this is what you do full time as a trainer?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And it's not, to me, it's not a job. It's a way of life. I would do it for free.
That's why I'm doing it for free. Exactly.
Yes.
That's exactly why I'm like, look, we hope to get sponsorships, but if not, I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, it's free one, teach one. If I can teach someone, when I first got my first paycheck, right, I almost cried.
Really?
Okay, because I was making $16.50 going to the amount that they're paying me every week. And here you earn while you learn instead of paying to get paid for college. You earn while you learn here on the job. So, and when I got that first check, I teared up because I'm thinking, okay, now I'm going to be able to take care of myself and my son. So if I can help someone get that same exact feeling, why wouldn't I do that? Why would you not do that? Like you need to do that.
It's a game changer.
And yes, and more people.
It's a legacy build.
Yes.
So,
yes. If I can teach a man to fish instead of fishing for him, he's gonna be able to take care of himself and his family. And then that goes on to so on and so on and so on and so on. Spreads out like wildfire. If everyone gets that same attitude, to me, that's powerful and impactful. And we got this. I believe
we got this. He has to go take care of his family, but we got this. Did you hear that? Yes, each one, teach one. It is fire. So we're igniting a wildfire. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna get one more question out of him, maybe two. But thank you, and more to come with you. You gave me your card. I gave you mine. Text me before you go. Matter of fact, we should do it. Take a get your phone and take a photo of us or something. We're locking it in.
Oh, here.
You too. I mean, it's not work. So, no, it's okay. Now we're locking each other in.
Damn. Here, go that way. Oh, there you go. You hold it.
Yay! Now you can send that to me. Make sure I get his information. Okay. We're gonna do more of this. We're gonna do it on a consistent basis. This is about changing the status quo. We're committed to continuing the dream. Thank you so much. Final two questions for you. No pressure, but it sounds like you got some money. So let's talk a little bit about
Yeah, so my money.
let's talk a little bit about how do we show up in community?
Yeah.
Like how are we able to bring training to community?
Yep. So one way.
Free training.
Yeah. Free training to community, right? That's the key, right? It's
I mean,
free
because we
training
want
for
them to
community.
feel like, okay, there are no obstacles, right? I mean, some people, like you said, you get paid to earn and learn. We can't do that at this point, but we can at least.
No, we can do that. That is what's happening. What he's talking about is true. So free.
You heard him? He said that's exactly what we do.
And Gerard Thomas is probably the best instructor we've got at that pre-apprenticeship level in the future, right? Like just described it. He knows what it takes physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. He's pushing young people to push themselves every day because we know how tough it is out there to be successful. If you're going to be a leader, we're not trying to just get Black folks into the trades. We're trying to build a pathway for Black folks into leadership in their industry, into being the bosses, right? Into being in charge, into being hiring and firing, right? So that's where that pre-apprenticeship pathway comes into place, and that's the kind of thing Gerard does to train. So this training is really about your mind, your body, and your spirit, and building a team around you of your classmates while you're there, so that now you're ready to be successful in that trade, skill-wise, schedule-wise. You understand the industry and the history, and you now have a group of brothers and sisters that you know that you can call or text and support all along the way because you're going to need that. The way we make that happen is the city of Seattle with taxpayers' money, not unlike Sound Transit, Washington State Department of Transportation, King County, the Port of Seattle. We all have agreements with labor. And all of those agreements make sure that local people of color have access to apprenticeships to get onto those projects. And once they land there, then they can be dispatched to other projects, and they are now union members paying union dues, getting paid union wages with benefits, right? So that these are legacy
in the pre-apprentice phase, they're getting paid.
So make sure actually, in one of the pre-apprenticeship programs, they actually get paid. I think two actually have a little stipend there. But pre-apprenticeship does not cost you a thing. Pre-apprenticeship training is free. Okay, so for those free training. It's free training. It happens between 11 weeks and 6 months. So we help people, right, get jobs in the evenings or the weekends to make ends meet while you're moving through there. But once you move through and graduate from that pre-apprenticeship training and we prepare you, we actually help you apply to those union apprenticeships. And once you land on those union apprenticeships, you're getting paid a minimum of $25 an hour plus a $12 to $15 an hour benefit. Right? So that's when you're learning as an apprentice, right? And you're getting paid and to earn. And so those pre-apprenticeship programs are funded by the city of Seattle and other public agencies where we use tax money, right? Our own local money to invest in these trainings so folks don't have to pay for that and get access to these jobs without having to.
That's huge, guys. I mean, this is why we gotta get that. Hey, Tana, is she in there? Gotta bring her back over here because again, this right here was genius. The fact that she said we want to make sure these opportunities are and we maintain these relationships, nothing more that we can do really as it relates to youth, pouring into them, creating a space where their mindset has changed, but also it's a dollar. So you're basically saying at the end of the day, we're creating career economic opportunity. That's why we're here today, right? Just with Dr. King and obviously he was a spokesperson, right? There's a team of people behind. The whole point was, hey,
we need access to economic opportunity, right? Because it was taken from us, right? We were, African Americans were brought to this country to make sure the economy was in the hands of white folks so that they could own it, and they planned on owning it forever, right? And so Dr. King and everybody at that time had distinct people say so, said, no, now we need to go by the rules that we established at the very beginning. Everybody has this opportunity, right, for economic opportunity and freedom to be an American citizen. Like Claude,
I'm loving you right now. You gotta look in the camera so we can edit
Claude
this out.
said earlier, right? Everybody has this American right to economic opportunity and to live free of fear for your own self. So you understand your life. So that's the thing that we're building, and we know construction, so we're trying to get that into construction. So everybody has that opportunity, and we're providing those training programs for free for that reason. So you can be prepared for success.
And I heard that Seattle's kind of unique. Someone said that Seattle at one point was had the most construction over.
It's the Emerald City, right? It's the Emerald City. There's so much money in this town, and so it's a little bit of the catch-22 here, right? There's so much money in this town that there's a lot of construction, so that we have more opportunities for more jobs, right? And at the same time, we're watching our own neighborhoods gentrify. So we're really the city of Seattle. We're really out beyond King County and beyond King County to make sure that our outreach, we just need to make sure that our communities far and wide know about these opportunities. So if you're at all interested, then you can come and apply and get information programs.
Yeah, everybody. I heard somebody say like they're very, very accessible. Did they say like every Tuesday open call? What was that about?
There's two things, right? So there's this pre-apprenticeship pathway, and there's usually 3 to 4 classes per year at that pre-apprenticeship level that are happening at multiple different regions, South End and North. And then unions, directly with unions, usually often that process takes takes a process, so it's not a job.
Or that. I love it. Well, this was amazing. We have more, so much more to come. This was amazing.
Right, this conversation, you all can help us to get more young people into these spaces. Now we're talking to young people at the time, and we're taking this to their progress in a circle, and then let's see what are we talking about.
I love it. So this is part of, again, a year-long initiative, 60th anniversary, committed to continuing the dream. This is the dream unfinished, not a commemoration, but a continuation. So join us. We'll have you go press in broadcast. Right now, I got a beautiful lady. Hopefully, she'll let me interview her.
Oh, she got let it roll?
Yes, you can end it. I was starting.
How do I say? Oh, right at the bottom.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Then you got to end again. I have to end it.